Welcome to the Squad Better series, an eccentric collection of immersively over-the-top background information aimed at furthering your enjoyment of Squad. In this episode, we are taking a detailed look at the United States faction M150 Advanced Combat Optical Gun Sight. Among other items of interest, we will be discussing the flaw in the Squad M150 Reticle and how to compensate for and overcome its bugged ranging feature. Alright, let's get into it. When equipped with the M150 Acog, the M4 Carbine is effective at ranges out to 800 meters. The M150 Acog is an option on the US Squad Leader, Rifleman, Light Anti-Tank, Medic, and Grenadier kit. Before we go full nerd on the M150, let's take a quick tour of the Carbine it is mounted on. The M4 Series Carbine is a compact version of the M16 A2 rifle. Gas-operated, air-cooled, magazine-fed, selective-rate, shoulder-fired weapon with a retractable stock, adapter rail system, and a backup iron sight. Designed by Colt for mobility, speed of target acquisition, and firepower capability, the M4 has been proven in military combat operations all over the world. The M4 series comes in two variants. The key difference is the M4A1 is fully automatic, whereas the M4 is only capable of semi-automatic and 3-round burst fire. Okay, back to the M150 Acog. The ability to range and engage targets efficiently is what makes this battle optic so decisive. Acog is an acronym for Advanced Combat Optical Gun Sight and is a registered mark of its manufacturer, Reticle Inc. The first Acog model, known as the EP.01, was released in 1987. Lieutenant General James N. Mattis said the Acog mounted on the M16 service rifle has proven to be the biggest improvement in lethality for the Marine infantrymen since the introduction of the M1 Garand in World War II. Well, I'm not about to argue with the general nicknamed Mad Dog. Always on, always ready, the M150 Acog is battery-free with its tritium and fiber optic illuminated reticle. The dual illumination technology allows the aiming point to always be illuminated. Tritium illuminates the aiming point even in total darkness, while the fiber optic light collector adjusts reticle brightness according to light levels. This automatically balances aiming point brightness with shooting conditions, allowing the Binden aiming concept to function. Glenn Binden, founder of Reticle, discovered that with both eyes open, if there is a bright enough light in the reticle field when the weapon is being moved, the primary eye will see the illuminated reticle inside the sight, while the other eye sees the target and the background. These are two separate images, but the brain receives a signal from both eyes and automatically merges the images and selects the magnified image received by the primary eye. This two eyes open shooting technique is essentially using the illuminated part of the reticle and its focusing rear eyepiece as a collimator sight. Sporting a rugged aluminum alloy housing, the fixed power design allows for minimal moving parts to create a nearly indestructible sighting system, easily surpassing US military drop test requirements. Waterproof up to 11 meters without caps, dry nitrogen filled to eliminate fogging, and tested to perform in both extreme cold and heat, the M150 has outstanding clarity for a fixed 4x32mm optic. With over 1 million units produced, no other magnified optic has been used more in combat than the Acog. The entire reticle pattern of the M150 is a bullet drop compensator designed to compensate for the trajectory of the 5.56mm round from 100 to 800 meters without making mechanical adjustments to the sight. When using the tip of the red chevron as point of aim, point of impact will be 100 meters. Other holdovers are provided as follows: the base of the red chevron for 200 meters, top of the red vertical center line for 300 meters, the bottom of the red vertical center line for 350 meters, and successive horizontal black stadia line intersecting the vertical center line in 100 meter increments from 400 to 800 meters. Speed and accuracy of target acquisition is a defining feature of the M150 reticle. Unfortunately, the Squad version 2.11 implementation of the M150 target ranging feature is flawed. The horizontal stadia line should represent 19 inches at the indicated range, 19 inches being the average width of a man's shoulders. Unfortunately, they don't. If the Squad M150 reticle functioned just like the real deal Reticle manufactured M150, you would simply match the shoulder width of your target to the base width of the chevron or one of the horizontal stadia lines. You are then immediately in the correct holdover position, point of aim to engage. This is where the speed and accuracy of target acquisition of the M150 originates. Target range width is supposed to be acquired applying the simple ranging concept in these positions. You determine the range via matching shoulder width. You are already at the correct point of aim, on target and ready to open fire. Unfortunately, in squad, the M150 Reticle horizontal stadia line widths are incorrect for their respective point of aim holdover positions, thus greatly handicapping the utility of the squad M150 Reticle pattern. For example, the 400 meter stadia line does not correspond to a 19-inch shoulder width at 400 meters. The width of the chevron does not correspond to a 19-inch shoulder width at 200 meters. Every reticle stadia ranging width is wrong for its indicated range, point of aim holdover position. No matter how fast your reflexes or pinpoint your aiming happens to be, you're going to miss a lot of shots if your target is ranged incorrectly. Until the squad M150 floor is fixed. We are just going to have to adapt, overcome, and improvise. Unfortunately, this is about to get cumbersome by necessity if no other ranging method is available. The squad M150 horizontal stadia line widths are off by roughly 200 meters, so just subtract that from the range to target the reticle gives you and use this adjusted range when selecting your holdover point of aim. This works reasonably well with the 400 meter, 500 meter and 600 meter stadia lines. For example, if you match the 400 meter stadia line to the shoulder width of your target, subtract 200 meters, your range to target is 200 meters. Hold the 200 meter reticle point of aim, which is the base of the chevron, over the target for either a center mass or headshot and open fire. If you match the 500 meter stadia line to the shoulder width of your target, subtract 200 meters. Your range to target is 300 meters. Hold the 300 meter reticle point of aim, which is the tip of the red vertical center line, over the target for either a center mass or headshot, and open fire. If you match the 600 meter stadia line to the shoulder width of your target, again just subtract 200 meters. Your range to target is now 400 meters. Simply hold the 400 meter reticle point of aim over the target for either a center mass or headshot and open fire. Good luck with the 700 and 800 meter stadia lines. They are just too small in squad to be used for ranging purposes. Fingers crossed, a future update to squad will remedy the M150 target ranging flaw and remove the need to make mental adjustments and commit a bunch of non-intuitive target ranging positions to memory. However, if no other means of ranging your target is available to you, then using the information provided and determining the correct range before engaging will give you a better chance of success. Remember, as the distance between you and the target increases, so should the time taken to engage more accurately. Ranging shots are not optimal. You do not want to gift your enemy the chance to get into cover and start returning fire on you. Be aware that elevation differentials are going to change your effective holdover. The adjustments needed to compensate for elevation differentials will be detailed in a future episode. If you found any of this useful or mildly entertaining, then consider tapping the subscribe, like and bell icons. Maybe even leave a comment. More Squad Better episodes are on the way. Thanks for watching.